It's time for another Friday update on the Canadian housing market. And today I'm wearing warm clothing to indicate that it's December. Next, Stats Canada has released a report that reveals the biggest factor in young people being able to afford a home: having parents who own a home. It turns out the most important thing in determining whether or not you'll be able to afford a home or not is whether or not you come from a family that already owns real estate. One interesting finding was that even people born in 1990 only have a 33% homeownership rate, which is half the national average of 67%. These are people in their 30s, and fully 2/3 of them haven't been able to get into homeownership. Of course, there's a lot of variation within that group, with people whose parents own 3 or more properties being almost 3 times as likely to own property compared to people whose parents own none. This ratio is also more pronounced among people who have lower incomes, with the gap closing somewhat for people who earn over $80,000 a year. Now, obviously this is more or less a consequence of generational wealth in general, but in Canada, the amount of paper wealth people have gained through real estate in the last generation seems to be dividing us into 2 classes: land-owning families and renter families, with less and less opportunity to move from one to the other.